Hi guys, LC here, lifetime conservative and Christian. Today I've got a book review for you. This is George Washington's Secret Six, The Spy Ring That Saved the American Revolution. It's by Brian Kilmeade and Don Yeager. Brian Kilmeade is on Fox and Friends, and Kilmeade and Friends. That's a radio show. This book is 220 pages, and it's a very easy read. In that way, I mean it's engaging. It's not dry at all. This book is something that I picked up because I'm doing research for a dystopian fiction novel that I'm writing. There'll be a lot of references to George Washington and the American Revolution. Now, getting into the book itself, it is about the spy ring that George Washington set up after his first foray into spying. Didn't go so well. Nathan Hale was the first spy, and his cover was blown very quickly, and the British hanged him. After that, George Washington commissioned a young, brilliant officer in the colonial army named Benjamin Talmadge. And Benjamin Talmadge set up this ring in New York. New York was and is a very strategically and economically important port. America didn't have a centralized capital at that point that the British could take over, so instead they occupied New York. So, first thing Benjamin did was to try and find locals there, because people just walking in and asking questions wouldn't look good. The British were not stupid. They knew a lot about counter spy operations, counterintelligence. So the first person he got was Abraham Woodhull. He lived on Long Island and had family in New York, so he had a reason to go back and forth. When he went back and forth, he would check out the ships and the troops, and they had quite the complicated way of getting the messages back to Washington. There was also Caleb Brewster. He was a longshoreman who had a boat, and he would help ferry the messages across. He was quite daring and enjoyed getting chased by the British. There was also Austin Rowe, who owned a tavern, so he could spy and snoop around on the British. Now, Woodhull was good, but he didn't live in New York. However, he knew someone who did. That would be Robert Townsend. Robert Townsend was a quiet guy. He was a merchant in New York. He kept to himself, and he was kind of a little wary about being a spy, but he got right into it. Now, he also worked as a reporter at a Loyalist, that means they supported the British, newspaper run by a man named James Rivington. James Rivington was at first a Loyalist, but then when he came back from Britain, he became a Patriot. However, he, as a cover, continued to keep his magazine or his newspaper being Loyalist. See, even back then, the media was biased. So Robert Townsend really kind of took over for Woodhull. There was also a woman who we really only know as Agent 355. She was a lady. She was in high society, so she could mingle with people. Robert Townsend thought highly of her, and he said that she could outwit them all. She did pretty good at that. However, in the end, she was captured. We're not sure what happened to her. We think she may have perished aboard one of the British prison ships. Over 8,000 Americans either starved to death or died of disease in the absolutely hideous conditions on those ships. But this ring was very effective. They led to the stopping of the British plot to cause massive inflation by counterfeiting our money. They also were instrumental in taking down Benedict Arnold in his plot to hand over West Point. These people were very dedicated, and they were amazing, amazing patriots. They risked their lives every day, and they went through just incredible emotional stress for this. So it's really a good thing to get to know their stories and appreciate what they did, because they can be an example to us all. So definitely get out there and pick up this book. Again, George Washington's Secret Six. You won't regret it. So get out there. MAGA.